Hello again, how you doing? So, new session, new day, new spaceship. No, definitely not. 24 astronomical units per second. We're not a new spaceship. Got a long way to go. I can't remember where we were. So we're going to have a look. Well, I'm going to press the buttons because why not? We solved our silicon problem. That was right. That's what I did. I messed about. Okay, so... Oh, that's right, because I ruined our energy supply. Yes. We're nearly at the point where I can upgrade this again. I'm not going to upgrade this. I want to upgrade it again. Can you tell? I mean, I always want to upgrade things again. I can't help it. Wait, 1.5 million aluminium? That's ridiculous numbers. I mean, is it really? Is it? I don't think it is. We can't afford any boosters, can we? I mean, we probably can, actually. Almost. We can almost afford some boosters. I mean, that's pretty good, right? And we're nearly at the point where we are here, which is nice. Interesting. We should probably get some more of these, though, right? That's really what we should be spending our resources on. Well, is it? Is it though? Is it though? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at tachyons. Where are we? 7.5 million. Well, what did we need? 7.5 million. Gain 1 AU per second for each level in engineering level 9. Further improve big asteroid speed gain and gain another free booster. I think we go for the free booster rather than this first. Only because we're very nearly there, right? When we're getting 12,000 a second, so we'll be there in short order. But we could probably stay on the screen and wait. So I hope you're all well. As this video goes live, today I found out that the British government is looking to block out the sun for, you know, reasons. I mean, it's not properly. It's not like they're going to put a toupee on the earth, right? That's not what they're doing. What they're going to do is they're going to allow some company to spray loads of chemicals into the atmosphere at some altitude, probably 60,000 meters or feet or whatever it is. Yeah, it must be feet. It's got to be higher up than the planes fly, right? In order to dim the sun. Now, I don't know if you've heard about Britain, but it's not exactly known as, you know, the sunniest location in the world. In fact, there was a joke that went round when I was a kid about how, considering Druids are the pagan religion of, like, the pre-Christian religion of the kingdom, right? Of the islands. So what was not England at the time, or Wales or Scotland, but it was the land of the Celts and the Picts. They were Druids, right? Stonehenge, all that nonsense. Now, they worship the sun. And it's kind of ironic because, you know, we live in England. There isn't any sun. I mean, that was the joke when I was young, anyway. And it's still relatively true, if I'm honest. Right? We don't get that much sun. We get more sun than we used to, granted. But, you know, the immediate thought comes to mind, you know, the sun's quite important. I don't know if you've noticed. And because, like, the sun, people have to have special lamps, you know, for seasonally affective disorder, because without enough sun, their brain goes funny. Well, I say funny. Funny's the wrong word. Their brain goes into a position where they struggle to cope with life because they're not getting enough vitamin D. Also, vitamin D. Like, eat a banana, go outside in the sun for a bit, lovely. Or you can take supplements. Now, I personally don't really like supplements. Supplements, it speaks to me, if you have to have supplements, that you're probably not getting a well-balanced diet. Now, call me old-fashioned. Quiet in the back. But, you know, if you have to have supplements, like, there are reasons, like, you know, you have anemia, but I'm pretty sure that there's a bunch of things that you can do that can solve these things without, and that's for the vast majority of people. I'm not going to say for everybody, I'm not medically trained. But, you know, I mean, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I just don't think that a lot of these things are that useful, right? So, you know, cutting out the sun, which has a physiological effect on humans, as well as, you know, reducing our ability to process vitamin D properly, could be a problem, right? But then it occurred to me, Do you know what the sun's really important for? Plants. You know, because plants soak up carbon dioxide, which is incredibly important when, you know, we're being told that carbon dioxide is incredibly, like, damaging to the environment. Now, I'm probably not smart enough to tell you whether or not that's true, right? I'm just probably not. I have my opinions. Whether or not they're based in fact is another thing entirely, so I'll keep those to myself. What I do know, though, is that plants are food. And if they're not food for us, they're food for other things that then become our food. That's a lot of food, right? Now, again, could just be wrong, but I also always thought that plants ate carbon dioxide and essentially released oxygen and sugar on the side. I mean, that's a different thing, C6H12 I think it was. I can't remember the equation. But yeah, like, I just... Why are we trying to stop plants from growing? Maybe I'm missing something. And obviously, you know, chemicals in the air. I'd like to know what the chemicals were before they put it in the air, because the problem with putting it at such a high altitude is that it doesn't just stay in England, it's everywhere. Like, it's the whole world that gets affected, well, depending on how much you put in there. But, you know, it's kind of moot, right? If you're going to put stuff in the air, you're putting stuff in the air. Seems a bit like, to me. Maybe I'm just foolish, right? It is very possible I could just be foolish, and we should never underestimate the opportunity for me to be considered a fool, right? Because it's true, right? I am not a world-leading scientist. I checked. I am very definitely not a world-leading scientist. I mean, I did ask, and they said no. They were like, how dare you even consider such a thing? You're clearly not a world-leading scientist. I was like, okay, I just needed to check. It's an important thing to me. Oh yeah, hang on, I need to put that in there. But I checked, right? And it's definitely not true. So maybe there's massive amounts of information that I'm missing. But it just seems, I don't know, kind of unwise. I want to do this challenge. I want to see what happens when we do that. Apparently, we have to travel 4 astronomical units at boost speeds. Maybe we don't do that, right? Let's not do that challenge. What happens if we do this one? Set your speed to your total tachyon amount. Is that the amount of tachyons I have in storage? It is the amount of tachyons I have in storage. And we've got 4 million tachyons. That's not very fast, right? So let's ignore the tachyons. Why is my... it's probably because my shoulder's rubbing against my thing. We have to go how many light years? 1,000 light years. So that's probably not going to work for us, right? Let's cancel that as well. I'm curious to play with these two and see what happens. Because 100... I mean, we're obviously going too slowly. We need to get warp speed or something. That will happen at some point. But yeah, like, look. I don't know if you agree with me. I don't know if you care. I don't know how much I care. But it strikes me as peculiar and not necessarily wise. You know, and there's the old adage of better to do and ask forgiveness later. But what if it goes very, very wrong? I mean, that's a big what if, right? For all we know, they put it up there, nothing happens. The sun goes a bit dim for like an afternoon, right? It seems to me, and just a little bit to me, that this is probably a bad idea. And so anyway, that's enough of that. I just think the sun's kind of important, and we're not maybe looking at the whole picture. And like I say, I'm not a world-leading scientist, so we probably shouldn't trust anything I really have to say on the issue outside of, are you sure? Because, you know, the comment of, are you sure, makes a lot of sense to me, right? That's a lot of water at once. 5 million? That's crazy talk. I mean, these are pretty large numbers. I mean, that's not large numbers, that's a pretend number. This is a pretend number, it's not that pretend, but it is a pretend number. So we're just getting extra speed. These are all extra speeds. I want one that gives us not passive speed. I mean, it's not, well, I suppose it is passive speed because we're using constant acceleration or thrust or whatever it is. Anyway, no. So yeah, you know, I mean, whatever. Maybe I'm a fool of a took. It's hard to tell, but to me it just seems odd, peculiar, one might suggest. Very, very strange. Look how quickly our astronomical units is travelling up in terms of speed. We're going to get to light years per second. Not soon, but soon. I mean, when I say not soon, I really mean not soon. It's going to be a long, long journey to get to light years per second. We're at 27 astronomical units. Admittedly, we were at 20 kilometres a second at one point, so we're going very quickly. Now, by the time you see this, I will have decided how to release this as a series, because I'm recording it all in one go, and I'm uploading it but keeping it private, and then I'm going to dump it all out either on one day or as a daily thing, just for a thing. Because I like space, and this is kind of addictive, because number go up, and I like number go up, apparently. It turns out I really like the concept of number go up, but it's also getting me onto the PC to record more, so that's quite nice. But yeah, I'm just not convinced about blocking out the sun. I don't think the Earth it needs a toupee. I think maybe we need to look at how we treat the planet in terms of pollution before we start thinking about blocking out the sun. Maybe plant more trees. I hear trees are great. They look pretty, they smell nice, unless you have hay fever. And there's a thing. What causes hay fever? I've always wondered. I know it's allergies, but why is it that hay fever is a thing? Why are some people allergic to, I don't know, grass, of all things? Questions I'm never going to know, right? I'm not going to know the answer to. I mean, I read the science papers, so maybe I'll find out eventually. But, there are so many things that we could be dealing with. I just think blocking out the sun seems crazy. A better place to block out the sun might be Venus. Because it might be fun to go and live on Venus. I mean, not given its current atmosphere, I'll be honest. Venus's atmosphere is pretty messed up. It's like full of... Hang on a second. It's full of sulfuric acid. I'm pretty sure it rains sulfuric acid, which is pretty uncomfortable. Your umbrella's not going to work. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'd love for an umbrella to work out there, but, your raincoat won't, so, And I've been in places where when you go in under the rain, right, it gets really problematic because it goes upwards, right, in Wales. Sometimes in Wales, when you're walking around in the Brackens, if you haven't been, you should go, it's amazing, but when you're walking around the Brecon Beacons, sometimes when it's raining, your chin on the underside gets wet, and not because it's dripping. Imagine that with sulfuric acid. That sounds fraught with peril, my lord. Well, we can boost our speed with some water usage, right? We need 6 million. Right, I'm going to burst this bubble. I mean, it's not a bubble, it's an asteroid. And it might be a ridiculous thing to do, because when we do it, we're going to... Oh, hang on, we can get to 30 AU. There we go, right. Oh, palindromic number, 3003. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. I like things like that. But I think there'll be something that comes out behind this when it gets there. And I like things to come out behind the rocks. Unless they are, the Greeks trying to invade my city with pretend wooden horses and stuff. Oh, that was a segue into Greek mythology, of course. Well, we've passed all the Greek gods anyway. We're out looking for the Titans, I suppose. Like Kronos, the Titan who controls time. Because we're trying to beat. I mean, we've beaten the speed of light, so at least it looks like we've beaten the speed of light quite convincingly at 40 astronomical units per second. I'm just glad we don't have to worry about it being converted in terms of acceleration. It's just in terms of astronomical units, because that would be messed up otherwise. We're not really making a lot of a dent in this. I mean, we are, but we're not. It's a pretend dent, I know. Oh, hang on. Can we do a thing? We can do a thing. Ooh, what's this? Increased titanium gain. We can afford that. We get 2 titanium per second. Nice. Right, now, how are we doing for this? We've got 11 million. So, hang on, well, we can afford this one, so we'll just get that one. Now we're going 52. I mean, it's good. It's not great, but it is good. Right, so where are we? Not very far. Okay, so let's just, we can afford that. We can afford this, right? So let's get some of this going on, right? That's 46, so that's 80, 92. Oh, we're alright for the amount of pump. Right, so there's nothing new here. There's nothing new here. I just like double checking in case there's new things. Right, because there might be. There isn't. There's definitely not. We won't be far off being able to get another booster. I don't know that we need to. I mean, we will. Because I could do this, right? And then our speed is doubled. That's actually pretty funny. We're at a light year. We've made a light year. Amazing. I mean, that is pretty good, right? We made a light year. Is there an achievement for a light year? No. You'd think there would be. We're at 6 million tachyons. I mean, that's not bad, right? We only need 50 million tachyons. This is slowly getting there. I don't know how much it's going to actually help. And then we switch over to this, I suppose, once we get there. To 8 million. 8 million. Plus 2 to their bonuses and boosters. That's going to be good, right? Right, now I do want to switch back to this one. Because this minus 0.7 seconds for dig is going to be integral to our success. Can we use this for magnesium? No, we haven't got enough magnesium coming in. God, magnesium, you're so slow. So is calcium, apparently. So is water. Well, never mind. That's much slower. Right, we'll just click on this then. Because it will slowly increase our speed, and therefore it will slowly increase our value. Oh, it's just so slow. It's too slow. Not approving of it. It's really slow. And then I'm doing it wrong, right? I've got to be doing it wrong. I just want to tick to this point. Because once we tick to that point, right, it's just going to take forever. I don't like it. I don't like it. Me no like it. In the words of, is it Paul K or Peter K? I don't know. He's a TV comedian. I don't really watch his stuff. I only know him through osmosis of popular culture. Other people talk about him. So they're like, he did a TV show about dating, and you know, essentially it was like, no latte, no larky. So it's a Yorkshire accent, in case you're unfamiliar with it. And if you don't like them, you turn your light off, or if you do like them, you turn your light on. I don't know. I didn't watch it. But he would come up with euphemisms. You know, put the sausage roll into the Greg's bag. You know, put that sort of stuff. It was crass. Crass is the best way to describe it. I mean, well done him for making popularity out of crass things, but you know, whatever. I don't care, do I? Right, not really. Right. Like, it's just not doing what I want it to do, really. Like, I want this one to be aligned with this one, and it's not. Well, it's fine. We've got a point where now we can use our water to gain more speed, and we like more magnesium. We can't do more speed yet. 6.8 million. I was just shy. That's really frustrating. We nearly completed this though. And we're at 60. We're nearly at 1% of the speed of of 1 light year per second. I think. 65,000? Yeah. 6.5. No, we're nowhere near. I don't think. Hang on. 65,000 is 6,500. 6,500 is 650. Alright, so we're at 0.1% of 1 light year per second. It's very slow, is what I'm hearing. But, you know, we'll get there slowly, or we won't. It's hard to tell. I mean, we might get there quickly. I mean, we're getting there quite quickly, in fairness. You know, 3 times 10 to the 8, which is like 30 million meters per second. Is the speed of light. Hang on, let's see. That might not be right. Hang on. 3 times 10 to the 6 is million. So 300 million meters per second is the speed of light. I mean, it's not. It's 2.98 something or another. But for all intents, in most sort of easy, like barroom, or what they call now, bar maths, is the phrase I heard when I was younger. You would talk about it in terms of 3 times 10 to the 8 for ease of calculation. But it's actually, we normally use 2.98 times 10 to the 8 when we're using it slightly more effectively, because you know, who needs an exact down to the meters per second when you're travelling that fast, I suppose. I mean, it probably makes a difference, and you know, that depends on whether or not you believe light is immutable in its speed as a top limit, which I'm not sure I do. You know, because we're on a sample size of 1 until we leave our solar system, start sampling in other solar systems and in other areas of the universe where we can actually rigorously test it. I mean, we don't even know if it goes in one direction faster than it goes in another direction, because there's no real way of testing it given the distances that it actually is involved. Like, because it travels so blooming quickly over the sort of distances that we play with, it doesn't really help. But at some point soon, it will travel the sort of distance. We'll be able to travel distances where we can start playing with. But that is extrasolar distances, realistically. I mean, is it though? I mean, you could probably do some experiments from, say, Jupiter to Mars, or Jupiter to Earth, or Mars to Earth, now I think about it. I mean, it still wouldn't be a great test, but because it's still inside our solar system, so we're still captured by our own magnetic fields, our own gravitational fields, our own, like, we're within the heliosphere of our own solar system, of our own star, right? So, in heliospheres of different stars might have different effects on light. Now, that might just be because it's a thicker medium, so essentially the space is slightly thicker, if you will. I mean, I've heard some interesting concepts that space is much more like a liquid than it is a nothing, which I quite like. It makes more sense in my head. If you think about it like swimming in an ocean, right? You can swim in any direction, and you know, so that might work. It's hard to tell. But who am I to know? Like, I'm not out there. None of us are. And maybe at some point we will be. Should we get more? Hang on, I need to cough. I suppose I answered my question by pressing the button. Can we get more? We can get more of this. We can get more of this. We need 8.9 million. We're nearly there. Wait a minute, I want to see this. We've got the thing. Gain speed over time based on distance. I see. I don't know how much difference it's going to actually make. I don't need to press this button at the moment. Maybe later. We have over 1 billion silicon. That's probably quite a lot. But that is quite a lot, right? I wonder what I can use it for. Can I use it for anything? Probably not. Not at the moment, anyway. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, there's probably things we can use it for, but I just don't know what we can use it for currently. We will see when I unlock this asteroid. Or do I save it for a minute? Yeah, let's save it for a minute. Let's have a look. I could turn this up a bit. 40 seems to be the number to play with. It's close enough, right? And we barely put a dent in it there, right? So there's nothing here still, there's nothing to do there. Nothing, well, can we do anything there? I mean, we could, if we have the aluminium and the magnesium. We do. Do we have the aluminium? We do not. So that's that. Now what did you do? Oh, you just gave us an extra speed boost. I don't know how much of an extra speed boost it gave us, but it gave us an extra speed boost. We're at 20 million. Woot. Right, let's break this asteroid. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, because I'm still at the... where is it? It's this one. Yeah, that's right. So we're very nearly there on this one. I mean, should I... I should probably... Oh no, we are there. Excellent, right? That's why this is going so much quicker. Right. Nice. But we're nearly there on that one. Right, so let's do this. Ooh. Unlock time skip in water menu. What does that mean? Right. Gain 10 minutes worth of resources. How does that work? Oh, wait. How do you get water ticks? Well, that's rubbish. I don't want to be tabbed out. I'm recording it. That's rubbish. What a stupid system. Stupid game. That's really stupid. I really dislike that. That's absolute rubbish. How am I supposed to do time skips then? I can't play this game fully. Maybe once the tank's full, we'll get ticks. Maybe that will happen, right? Which means it would give us a reason to do this, right? There we go, right. I've spent a load of silicon. Actually, I didn't spend that much silicon. I mean, I did spend a lot of silicon, but not that much. Not realistically. I was really disappointing. Well, this is the next thing to go for, right? Now, oh, we can get that. So we need 11.6. We can do that, because I can just press the button, right? And because it makes our speed go up, and surely as our speed goes up, because of that new skill we unlocked. Right. Nice. Because our speed goes based on what was it? Hang on. What? So it wasn't this one. It wasn't this. It was none of this lot, right? So I can't remember where I found it. It wasn't there. That's clearly clear. That was abundantly clear. Is the word I was looking for. Oh, this. No, not this one. Who knows? I don't know. Got no idea. I clearly don't have a clue. Yeah, this one. Gain speed over time based on the distance. Interesting that this number hasn't gone up somehow. Oh no, of course it hasn't, because it was a large number that's gone down. I'm such a fool sometimes. Well, let's try and get all of our speed going based on this. Once we get the speed up, hopefully we can switch to the other one, and that'll be good. Well, 1.7 light years, and we only need to be, hang on, that was 4.2 light years. So we're getting there. I mean, we are slow. But, I mean, to be fair, that just ticked up. So, and the faster we go, the quicker that'll tick up, right? There you go, it's 0.79 now. It's only taken us half an hour to destroy that one asteroid. This one doesn't break, apparently. It's like the invulnerable asteroid of doom. Now, I wonder how many tachyons I've got. I wish tachyons showed up in this bit here. Like, that'd be really useful. But it doesn't, so there's nothing I can do. 1.82 light years. It's nice. I mean, most of our speed has come from bouncing things off of this, like that. It's funny. I can click on it, and the mouse pointer is nowhere near where it says the impact is. Well, we're gaining number. Look, 843, 844. I mean, it's actually in thousands, but I'm just reading out the first 3 digits, clearly. We're slowly getting titanium, which is nice. Right, hang on a second. I woke up with a Japanese song in my head, which was weird. I couldn't quite put the lyrics together because I haven't learned the song, obviously. I did put the lyrics up on the screen though to see whether or not they had it in romanized letters, like as in English, but with the phonemes of hiragana and katakana, or if they had it in hiragana and katakana, and they had it in hiragana and katakana, which means I'm going to have to learn the alphabet a bit more effectively if I want to actually karaoke along with that song. Whether or not I will is another thing entirely. I mean, I probably will. I quite like singing after all. And I found some real bangers. I found some real trash stuff that I've had to even press the skip button. I disliked it that much. 1.94 light years. Number go up. 1.95. Here's one of the ones that I really like. Apparently, this one is... So this one's Night Dancer by Imase. And apparently I quite like it. Imase is one of those ones that I actually really quite like. I don't know if he's a boy band or something, but it's quite good. There was another one, Samasu or something, I think it was. I don't know. It's good. It's good. You watch it. Like, he's definitely singing in Japanese because I recognise some of the words. I don't know what they mean, but I recognise some of the words. Like, anybody says Korowa, for example. Like, that's definitely Japanese. I can tell you that for nothing. But he says, what a night, yeah. But what's funny is it sounds like what a nightmare. Right. So we've done that. That's amazing. Ooh, it's getting there slowly. I could probably dump some more in here. Right, how are we getting on with that? Slowly, apparently. Slowly. I could probably upgrade this one. Can't do it twice though. We haven't got enough aluminium, as always. Oh no, we have plenty of aluminium. We don't have enough magnesium. No, it's not silicon. I'm just not reading carefully. I'm not sure why we need so much storage of this stuff, really. I mean, there's got to be a reason for it. I just don't know what it is. Well, I'll buy some of this because why not, right? Get some more titanium available. It's a lot of energy it's suddenly needing. That's what we want to save, but we're nowhere near getting 1,000 titanium. We've got 15. We just need to pump out this stuff. I mean, it'll be this one that actually we should be aiming at, I would imagine. Oh, we're nearly there, nearly there. It's not going to take long. Right, where are we on this? 40 million. Wait, there's another one. Oh yes, hang on. How many? 1,000 million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. 500 quadrillion Tachyon upgrade 7, gain 10 minutes worth of resources. Water upgrade also reduces black hole cooldown. Wait, what black hole cooldown? What nonsense is this? We'll just do that instead for however many million. I thought that was 50 million. It's not. It's 50 billion tachyons. We might be here sometime. I feel a little bit cheated, if I'm honest. Oh, I used all of the aluminium, didn't I? Foolish. We still didn't get a new skill though. Because that makes so much difference. We get 3 million kilometers a second versus our 91 astronomical units per second. Oh, game, you are funny. But it's not like I can dump stuff in there at the moment, so we'll just continue speeding ourselves up, I suppose. Stereo pony, apparently, with Hitohiro no Hanabera. Definitely said with ease. Don't know what you're talking about. Hitohiro no Hanabera. Yes. I don't know what I'm talking about Japanese so much, I just am. It's just one of those things. We're up to 30 titanium now, that's good. I'm just doing this to get extra speed, because why wouldn't I? It seems sensible. We're nearly at 100 astronomical units per second. Look at that. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but we're getting closer. 2.38 light years. I mean, that's a long way. Like a really long way. Probably shouldn't have just done that where I did that. I should have saved up for this. Right, so we want 109,000 iron. That's the next target. Actually, I want to check our energy supply. We haven't got a lot, right? I'm going to turn this on for a minute. Because we're going to need some, right? So if I get us up to, say, 4 billion? No, 4 million. It's a decimal point, not a comma, right? We can turn that off in a minute, right? I could just double the outcast output. Right. There we go, right. Uses a lot of silicon when we turn the energy amp on. That gives us almost no energy at all. I think I'm going to leave it there because it's fun. There we go, that's fine. Right. Let's just speed up some more. Wait, hang on, where are we? We've hit the thing! Water ticks are also gained while playing. Huzzah! Well, I mean, that's good, right? Which means, actually, speeding this up will give us more water ticks, right? I mean, I presume it'll give us more water ticks. It's hard to know. It might not. That might be a lie. It probably doesn't. That's probably just seconds, right? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. No, that's just seconds. It's not going to go up. It doesn't look like it's going to go up. So I'll just click on this for some reason. Will we reach in the next 20 minutes? Will we get to where we're going? But, yeah. We're aiming for there at 4.2 light years, which is Alpha Centauri. And then we've got to get to Sirius. And yes, I am. Right, so, hang on. I could spend that. really I want to start clearing this off, but I should be just doing this, right? Because that makes more sense. Now, where was it? This one? Nowhere near, right? We keep spending the aluminium, but you know, why not, right? Let's just get some more water. You never know, we might need it. I just can't believe how much tachyons it's asking us to collect. That's a lot of tachyons. I mean, actually, if you were to squeeze them down into a small space, it's a tiny amount of tachyons, because tachyons are the same size as photons, right? And for those of you who are unsure how big a photon is, it is one individual quantized piece of light. Were light to be able to be seen as a particle, it would be one particle of light. Now, I'm not convinced that's actually able to be done, although we do suggest that it is possible with some of our experiments into quantum mechanics and light. But, you know, I'm still not entirely convinced, honestly. But some of these things are a bit esoteric, right? They look like they make sense, but do they actually? And that's probably just my lack of ability to understand things. Because it's so small. Like, it's so very small. Right? If you think about how small an electron is, which is times 10 to the minus 32, I think it is. You know, and a billion is times 10 to the 9. So it's like, I don't know, 800 million with 800 million and then 800 million. Like, it's a lot. It's very small, right? I don't know why I'm saying 800. 100 million is times 10 to the 8, right? So, but you're doing it 4 times in reverse, whereas protons are like times 10 to the 17. I could be wrong. It might be times 10 to the 19, minus 19. It's a lot of zeros. My memory is a bit sketchy. It's been a long time since I had to study any of this sort of stuff. And I enjoyed it. It was alright. It was a long time ago, right? Like, I'm old now. Like the hill's old. But not quite as old as the sky, as I remember it being pointed out. And I'm going to take that. It makes me feel younger than I actually am. So, yeah, as a result, yeah, that's a thing. Can we do the thing yet? We can't do the thing yet. We haven't got the thing. Give me more thing. How much do we need? 109,000. Hey, we can get more. 2.4%. It's not a lot, is it? Right? But we can now not do this. I want 4 million of this, really. Where are we on this one? We're creeping along very, very slowly. Press the button. Still can't press it again, though. Nearly can, though. Or can I? No, it's... No, it's the magnesium. It's got to be the magnesium. No, it's the silicon. Oh, it is the silicon. We're from no silicon. They're throwing hats at the guy. They're trying to get hats to land on his head. Hey, somebody got a hat to land on his head. Amazing. I mean, that's a weird thing to show at the end of a video. I suppose, why not, right? We've all tried throwing hats on our friends. And if you haven't, definitely do it. Especially while they're awake. When you do it while they're asleep, right, it's a bit like playing Buckaroo. Don't get me wrong, Buckaroo is funny. Human Buckaroo is one of the funniest things to do at parties. You know, the first person to pass out, you find things to balance on them. Don't use cups, glasses, or tables, or things like that. Not that I know from experience, for any reason whatsoever. You can't prove it. There's no evidence you can prove. But, you know, it is one of those things that have happened. It's like when you draw all over people when they fall asleep at a party. Maybe it's just the parties I went to. Maybe the parties you go to are slightly more, I don't know, friendly. But we always used to do that sort of stuff because we're silly. So yeah, that was the thing. Where are we? We're at 3.22 light years. That's a long way from Earth. And we're still getting faster. Oh, we're at 10,000, 11,000. Yeah, 11,000 water per tick. It's a lot of water. We're gaining all the water now. I don't know how good that is going to be for us overall, but it's quite good, isn't it? It feels quite good. I mean, we're just gaining more speed. That's the only reason I'm holding this button down. I don't think we're going to get there by the end of this, whatchamacallit. There's probably a way of turning this down a little bit, actually, now I think about it. I could do it in Steam. Like, I've got a volume mixer. Now, hang on, if I just move this a second, because it should still record it, right? But then if I do the, like this, open volume mixer, I can maybe turn down this, just fractionally. I don't know. Nope, didn't make any difference. Right, let's try doing it a different way. Yeah, that works, right? Much better. It's not so intrusive. Right, I'm going to put this screen back to where it was. I don't know if that shows on the recording. We'll see. Hopefully that'll be fine. So I'll need to check that about 45 minutes in. Honestly, like, I think everybody's going to be a little bit glad that I turned that down, because it was getting on my nerves, and I've got music on in the background and I'm talking to you, right? You're sitting there listening. Thank you for that, by the way. And you know, if you're enjoying it, do let me know. This is more for me to play and you to just chill and sleep to, or have in the background and listen to me waffling on like a numpty. I was going to swear then. I mean, I could do it in Irish, right? But it still sounds like I'm swearing. Like when you say in Egypt, there's a word to go before that which begins with F, but it doesn't have the U in it. It has the E. But it still sounds swearing, especially if you use the accent. But you know, I'm not going to do either. I refuse. You can't make me. I mean, you probably could if you knew where I lived. You'd come round my house and go, "Oi, swear more, swear, go on." Like my friend Joe occasionally watches some of my recordings. Hello, Joe, if you see this. Morning. In fact, he's the one who got me to say morning all the time. Even when it's not morning. That's why at 9 o'clock at night when I'm walking through Stardew Valley and I see someone, I'm like, morning. And if they were real, they'd look at me and either go, "You're crazy," or they'd look at me and go, "Morning," because they understand. But yes, it's just one of those things. Look at that. Most of our speed has come from the bonus speed from the asteroid. Look, 137 astronomical units per second. We could do a calculation, but I'm going to get to a whole number maybe, like 140, and then we'll do the calculation. It's like 30. It's not even 30, is it? Yeah, it's not 30. It's like 28. 25. 26. 25, give or take. Right, hang on. We have 600. 600 ticks. It's not a lot. I can press the calcium button. Get even more speed. Not a lot more speed, I'll be honest, right? And how's this going? Oh, we can do the things. Do we need more drone capacity? Probably not. I mean, we will, but I don't know that we do. Is it better buying this? It's probably not, right? Because we're still needing lots of this. That's the wrong button. It's this button. That's the button I wanted to press. Because now we're getting 100 hydrogen pumped a second, which isn't a lot. But we're going to need to increase this as well. And we're going to need to increase this, our storage. That'll do, right? There we go. I mean, that's slightly better. Actually, now I think about it, we could really pump our thing up. Right, wait for it. Wait for it. Ah, damn it, I went over. Well, it's too late now. Is it? I mean, a little bit, yes, because we're going to use up too much iron if I do that. Well, we've got plenty of room for growth, which is nice. Nothing I can do there. Now, what happens if I press that button? Still nothing, right? Okay. I should stop pressing that button. It doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. I mean, it does something, but not a lot. We've got 100 million. So we are a long way away from here. And even further away from there. I mean, that's just a silly number. It is a silly number. We've hit the thing. Ooh, what can we unlock? So, hang on. My nose is leaking, apparently. That's very disappointing. Thermal plating enhancement. Well, we have all the hydrogen we need. Well, we don't actually, do we? We have very little hydrogen. We have 90,000. How do we get more hydrogen? That's interesting. How do you get more hydrogen? It's not from here. Oh, it's from here. Oh. That's why we need more, right? Okay, that's really disappointing. But this is what we're saving for, so there's no point spending our hydrogen, right? Well, I mean, I suppose we could spend some of our hydrogen, but we don't have the iron for it yet. But it's this one that we need. That's the next real pop-it that I keep getting close to and then spending the money. What we should be doing is spending our money here. Because then we can get an increase in our stuff. It's not a great way of increasing. So hang on, we're at 4.46 light years already, and we need to get to 8.6. Well, you know, we're getting there slowly. And having turned it down, I think that's better. Right? Now, where are we? Oh, sometimes when I hiccup, my shoulder hurts. It's very uncomfortable. Actually, to be fair, it's uncomfortable when I hiccup. I had an injury when I was younger, and it caused my lung to be glued to my diaphragm in a way it's not supposed to be. So, it hurts when I breathe. Now, that sounds odd, right? Because considering I'm talking a lot, I take painkillers to deal with it. And I don't want sympathy. Please don't say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, because don't be. I would say it's out of misalignment in terms of wise choices, shall we say. But it wasn't. It was nothing. I mean, it was partly my fault. Let's put it that way. But, you know, stuff happens, right? Sorry, a little bit of a drinky. Today's fresh juice is water. I know, how exciting. I do like water, though. Like, I shouldn't, because, you know, it's bland and boring, but then, you know, I would describe me as not too different, right? I'm kind of see-through. I have no real flavour, and I'm kind of neutral. Wait, that really undersells me. I'm not sure that's absolutely accurate. My friends tell me I'm relatively entertaining. Well, I don't know if that's actually fair either. Some of my friends find me very funny, and some of my friends find me kind of cringe. And everybody else doesn't seem to enjoy me, which is fine, because, like, who needs to have that many friends, right? I mean, realistically, do you really need to have all of those friends? Says the person who has like 4 or 5. Although, having said that, I have a great life. Don't mistake what I'm saying for anything other than my life is fantastic, because my life is pretty fantastic. I live in England. England's lovely. Sometimes we even see the sun, although if Bill Gates has his way, apparently we're not going to see it as much. I have a PC. Like, there are millions of people around the entire world who don't. I'm very blessed. I have a dressing gown that I get to sit in sometimes. I know that's a real random way of looking at it, but people often ask me how I am, and I say, I'm not dead yet. I'm still breathing, and I have legs, all 3 of which I think are an amazing boon, right? Because if one of those 3 isn't right, I think life would be pretty difficult. So I'm doing all right, but that's just how life is. It's just how life is, right? Now let's move away from the existential philosophy and why people should be more grateful of their life, because I can't help it being a bit strange. Now, hang on, how much did I need? I needed 160,000 iron. We have the magnesium. Do we get the magnesium? Do we use the magnesium? We probably shouldn't we? Well, we don't need this yet, and I want to do that, realistically. Although this is better, right? Because I can get extra resources. Yeah, let's do that. Extra resources is better. I like extra resources. More iron and aluminium is worth. And yes, it was a lot of titanium, but we're getting a lot of titanium. I'm not spending the aluminium. I refuse, because we need to do this. So I'm going to spend that there, right? Because that way... Oh, I can't do it. But we don't need the extra aluminium yet. We will do, but we don't need it yet. We don't need the magnesium in here, fortunately. We do need the aluminium. God damn you, aluminium. You and your aluminium face. Just trying to pump more hydrogen. But I'm going to save our iron. Right, we keep saying that about them aluminium as well, and I don't do it. Let's generate some more energy, why not? Might as well speed boost for a bit as well. Does it really make much of a difference? I don't know that it does, really. No, it doesn't make any difference, really. The extra energy is useful, but the speed boost is kind of garbanzo. Well, let's push this up a touch. That works, right? That way, when I press the button, okay, how much stuff we get? We get loads of stuff. Or should we get loads of stuff from doing this? It's a massive amount of stuff. I didn't realise how much stuff we get from playing the yellow button. Or yellow square. You can press the yellow square too. It's a much quicker way of doing it. Well, I say much quicker. It's not that much quicker. It's quicker. Not that much quicker. Right. Now, I wanted the iron for something. What did I want the iron for? 139,000. That's what I wanted it for. Right. Where are we? Go back to the silicone and get some more iron. Do it the old-fashioned way. Right. Stop it. Right. Now, this one. Boink. Now we get 5 titanium. That's probably worth, right? Now, what did I wanted to put 160,000 in here, didn't I? What do we actually get for this? AU per second per level massively boosts the first 2 skills. Well, maybe we can use this to get this now. We'll have to unlock it and see what happens and see, because that's still quite a lot to go for. But that will be in another episode. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Have a lovely day. Bye.